Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live trading room. I hope you all having a wonderful morning. Right, let's start with the US dollar pairs, Euro US dollar. So Euro US dollar, let's look at it on the 4-hour. See what we expected and what happened. So on Sunday, Euro US dollar was here, and we were looking for this to push to the upside. Did say that this looks a bit too obvious for it to just make an impulse, make this correction, and for us to just push up higher like this. So what looks to have happened here now, it looks like we've made this expanding flat that came back here and retested this low here, and we are now making a move to the upside. So let's just have a look here what the structure looks like. So any continuation pattern on the euro up until the 50% of this leg here. So if there's a 1 hour entry here up to the 50% of this leg, because we expect that there may be another corrective structure for this leg here at around 50%. So let's just check where the 50% is here. I'm going to take this off. Right, so the 50% of this whole leg, this is the leg I'm talking about. So I'm going to do the retracement for that. Start it from the top, take it to the bottom. So what we're looking for is for this to make this one expanding flat and a move back around the 61.8. This is, and the reason why I'm expecting that is because this was a bit too deep. It came down to around 61%, almost just below the 61% retracement of this leg. So first, we're going to look for euro to get around these levels. Okay, there's no confirmation that it will go all the way, but if it does, then we'll just hold on to the trade if we get an entry here. Any entry here, you can get involved on the euro. So this is the structure. We had a 3-wave pullback, and now we're making a move to the upside in 3 waves. So we're looking for this one to continue pushing up higher. So if we get to around the 50% or the 61%, we could get another move to the downside like this. That will make a WXY corrective structure here. WXY corrective structure, but we're not worried about this now. We're just looking for the upside for now. The DXY is the inverse of what is currently happening on the euro. So the DXY, exactly the same, but the inverse. We're looking for the DXY to continue pushing lower. We expected this on the DXY. On Sunday, we were looking for the DXY to just correct here and drop from here. This was the expectation on Sunday. We're even around this level, looking at this one here, breaking around this level, and then expecting it to go to the downside. But we did say that it just looked too obvious and too easy. That's why they made this corrective structure. And it looks like a very funny structure, but it is a very nice expanding flat eventually. Now you can start looking for downside. Continuation to the downside. Remember the long-term structure on the DXY is long-term US dollar weakness. We're looking for this to continue to the downside. Okay? So this was the wave 4 on the DXY. You can check that on the website. This is the structure to the downside. Continuation to the downside. So if you're selling the US dollar, you are going with the trend. Pound US dollar resumes strength. That's another entry on the 1 hour. We're continuing to the upside. Remember, we're looking for 145 on this one. Yes, another confirmation. Look at the stock and the RSI. RSI well above 50. We're making another corrective structure. Looks like we're about to break up here. The target is still 145 on pound US dollar. Why are we looking for 1.45? Look at the daily structure. We're looking for it to get to that level. This level here. Let's switch everything off here. Just show the structure. This is the structure we're looking at. We're looking for it to get to this level. Note that this can reverse at any point. Right now, there's no sign of reversal. We still expect this to continue pushing up higher. Why am I saying it can reverse at any point? Because as it is now, we've already broken this low here. So this can be a running flat if it reverses from current levels, but we'll expect it to come and break even higher than that. So that is what we're looking at on the pound. So continue to buy the pound to the upside. Is it going with this structure? It looks like this is a 3-wave structure on the pound, 1, 2, and we're going for a 3 here. The same way that we had here on pound, we had the 3-wave structure here. That is 1, 2, 3. If you look at the lower degrees, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in the lower degree. Same here. We've got 1, 2, 3. No, not like that. Getting it wrong there. Here, the 3 waves is this one. It's 1 to the downside. So here we had an AB base pattern. You can refer to the course for the AB base pattern. So we had the AB base pattern there, and then the drop to the downside, looking for this to make 1, 2, and then an impulse to the downside. So that is an ABC structure. So you've got WXY here, you've got ABC there, and here looks like we're getting another WXY corrective structure. So internally here, we may get another pullback on the pound pairs before pushing to the upside, similar to what we had here with this structure. Okay, so if you see a deeper pullback, it's an opportunity to get the last leg to the upside on the pound. That is, if it gives us that opportunity. US dollar chief, exactly the same structure as the DXY. Let's have a look here. Same structure as the DXY. Look for this to continue to the downside. This is the structure on the daily. That's the corrective structure. You can see that it's a clear correction on the daily. It makes this expanding flat as well. Are we going to see continuation to the downside on the US dollar chief? The DXY is showing us that. The euro is showing us upside. So we're expecting the same on this one. So expect continuation to the downside on the US dollar chief. Is this an entry here on the 1 hour? Let's have a look at the 1 hour, see if we've got an entry there. Let's go to the 1 hour. So the 1 hour giving an entry here with this running flat. Breaking below here is showing us continuation to the downside. This is a running flat here. We are at the top, although did not quite touch, but we are still coming to the downside. So this is downside on the US dollar chief. US dollar CAD. So US dollar CAD, it looks like it's going sideways, but I'm expecting it to go to the all the way to the downside. Let's have a look at the structure here on the 4 hour. We showed this one in detail yesterday, expecting that there could be another push to the upside. If we had gotten that push to the upside, it was going to change the structure slightly. Let's have a look at the 4 hour now and look at the structure. Let's have a look here. So we're looking for this one to have made a wave 4 here. Just 1 second, guys. Right, so, excuse me. Excuse me, so let's look at this. So we're looking for this to have possibly, what I was going to possibly make this another 3 waves here. So that was going to be a WXY corrective structure in this wave 4. If you look at the structure on the website, this is supposed to be a wave 4. This actually is supposed to be the wave 4. So we thought if this was going to make another 1 more move to the upside, there was going to be a possibility for downside. So we're looking for that wave 4 to complete on US dollar CAD and continue to the downside. This looks a bit corrective, but if you look at the indicator, let's have a look at the indicator. We are well below, not well below, we're just below the 50, and this looks like it's going to continue to the downside. Only way this can push to the upside if this one becomes a correction and we have a candle closing above here with this at the bottom, but this needs to be above 50 here. Okay, so let's just watch this one. Not a very nice one to be taking a trade on right now. Rather look at, for a trade, we'll rather look at to buy euro US dollar to the upside and pound US dollar to the upside if you're not already in those trades. Audi US dollar. Audi US dollar had a similar structure as the euro. We're looking for a perfect structure, which we never really got to get involved. After this correction that we saw on Sunday, this is a 3-wave structure, 1, 2, 3 here. We've started with a pulsing move to the upside, which we expected to make 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this the 4th wave? Is this the 5th one? If it is the 5th one, that means we are still going to get a pullback before any continuation to the upside. So what has happened here on Audi is that we've completed, if we channel this structure, let's channel it correctly. If we channel this structure, we had this corrective structure, which we are now looking at as an impulse in wave 4. We can push a little bit higher, but we're going to expect another pullback. But if we get an entry here in any time frame, whether it's a 4 or the 1 hour, we can look to get involved on Audi US dollar. So that's what we're going to be looking at on Audi US dollar. Come in. right? That is Audi US dollar. Look for any entry on Audi. We've already started a move to the upside here. So this was our entry on the 1 hour. If you've missed that, just wait for a deeper one around these levels. We'll be looking for upside. So this on the 1 hour was also an entry after the break here. This was another entry, but now it looks like we're making what looks to be a 1-2 here, and we're making another lower degree structure here, which is going to be another 5 waves. So look for entries to the upside on Audi US dollar. Right, that's what we have. New Zealand is the same. So New Zealand, we're actually expecting it to come down to this level. We're expecting it to come down to this level. It did not play out as expected. It's making a push to the upside with the resumption of the US dollar weakness. So now what does this structure look like? It looks like we've got what look like a running flat here, and this one is making 1, 1, 2, and a 3. Okay, are we going to retest this level and pull back? Let's see how this goes. That is New Zealand. We're going to see this one coming up here. US dollars are we've seen the reversal on US dollars around the 1450 or 1442 level. Let's have a look on the 4 hour. But just like US dollar CAD, somehow US dollars and US dollar CAD are correlated. So we've got this one making a move here. We were looking for this to have 1, 2, 3, and then make a push to the upside. Obviously, one of those obvious moves. So what could happen here is we can get this one starting to make an ending diagonal here before the actual reversal takes place. So watch this one here for an ending diagonal on US dollar ZAR. So we can get this structure. This structure looks pretty corrective for it to just go down straight like this. So we may be seeing one here, we can get there, to start getting there, to start getting that, and then upside. We'll be looking at this sequence around these levels on the US dollar ZAR. Pound yen. Right, so pound yen, we'll be looking for this to continue higher, making another continuation. So pound yen, we've been doing the same thing as we're doing on the indices, just looking for continuation patterns to the upside. Yes, another one. So as soon as this one confirms upside, you take that trade. Yes, another one. Yes, another one. Yes, another one. Yes, another one. So every time that happens, you take the trade. So here, if you look on the 4 hour, there doesn't seem to be a trade setup, but let's check on the 1 hour. Do we have a trade setup on the 1 hour? 1 hour has got a trade setup, provided this breaks out of the corrective structure. So you can take this one on the 1 hour and let it continue to the upside. So you're just taking a few pips and then you get out if you are not already in the trade, because this has already made such a big move to the upside. So we are already, the RSI is still above 50. We have reset it. It's making another continuation pattern. We'll be looking for this to push higher again. All right. Right, so GBP yen targets. Let's have a look at that on the daily. Target 156, 160 on GBP yen. Let's have a look on the weekly. This level, eventually, around 156. Looking at this structure, you can see the structure is similar to what you have on pound US dollar. This is a 1, 2, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3 waves down. Now we're looking at this as a 1, 2, 3 waves to the upside as well. So continuation to the upside on pound yen. So pound pairs looking strong, right? So just keep buying them, but be careful here because you can get at some point a deeper corrective structure like this. So if you look at this leg here, we have, if I show this on the green leg, on the green, 1, 2, 3. That is the leg there. We're looking at this as a deeper corrective structure. This has made a move to the upside. It can make another 3 here like this. So we can have a running flat. So you may get this deeper correction. It may not necessarily be the reversal. So just watch that out as well. So as much as it's pushing up higher, you may be squeezed out of this one. So 1, 2, 3 to the upside, 1, 2, 3 to the downside. Now you're looking for this one again, another 1, 2, 3 to the upside, possibly around 156. So any continuation pattern to the upside is an opportunity to get involved on pound yen. Right, now we've got US dollar yen has started the move to the upside here. We're actually expecting this one to get around these levels. Is it going to get there? We've just broken out of the about 50 50 on the RSI. We've made 5 waves here. So we're expecting a deeper pullback before any resumption of the move to the upside. Let's go to the 4-hour or the daily first. So on the daily, we've started with this move, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, expecting a pullback before a resumption of the move to the upside on US dollar yen. Currently, there's no trade setup to look at. Euro US dollar. Let's have a look at Euro US dollar, Euro yen rather. So Euro yen still pushing up higher. We thought when this made this impulse here, this was going to continue lower and make this structure. Doesn't seem to be making that structure. Let's just have a look at that on the 4-hour. We are still well above 50 on the daily. So not ready for a drop as yet. So this should continue to the upside. The indicator is showing us further upside. We will look at this on the 1 hour as well. Looks like there's a corrective structure for more upside here. Let's check that. You can see there's a setup for upside here on Euro US dollar. Breaking above this, we're expecting Euro US dollar to keep pushing up higher like that. We are above 50, we have reset it. So continuation to the upside. Chief yen. Chief yen, 3 waves up, 3 waves back. Are we going to see this one push up? Let's see how that goes. So Chief yen, we're just on the borderline here. On the 1 hour, we have reset it here. Are we going to see Chief yen push slightly higher? Let's see how this goes. We should see it push a little bit higher. CAD yen. CAD yen, we've been pulling back for the last couple of hours. Let's look at this on the 4 hour. This is the correction that we're looking at on CAD yen. We will look for this to break above this if it's going to make a move to the upside. We are at the bottom. RSI is still above 50, so we'll expect this one to resume a move to the upside, even if this happens. That is CAD yen. Right? New Zealand yen. So New Zealand yen and the Australian dollar yen look to have setups for upside. We've reset it. We've made the 3-wave pullbacks. Looks like we are going for upside like that. Audi. Also another one, continuation to the upside. We've just broken out of this corrective structure. We're going to see upside here on Audi yen. Watch it for upside. Gold, as we said, continuation to the downside. Even if this looked impulsive yesterday, could see that the indicator was telling us that that was going to continue to the downside. We're still expecting continuation to the downside. We were at the lower boundary yesterday, and I did say that that boundary does not mean anything. And as you can see, it's not being respected. We don't expect it to be. Okay, we're still looking for this to continue to the downside, to come and retest this level. What is that level? At least 1765 is what we're looking at on gold before we start looking for any change in structure. Silver. Silver, the structure is playing out. 1, 2, 3. Are we going to see silver do this and then drop? So that structure will mean that we've got this flat correction here, A, B, and the C. So we can see silver pushing up to this level, but that will just be a pullback and we'll see it continue to the downside. Otherwise, if that is not the structure, that means silver is already done with these 3 waves and is still looking for downside. Okay, so let's just watch that. Brent crude, deep pullback. Deep pullback, our target was already at 60. We've pushed up around 66, 65 on Brent crude. So we'll look for this one to at least give us a pullback. But we've dipped below 50 here on the 4 hours, so we may be getting a deeper correction here. So let's see how this goes on Brent crude. Pound chief, still pushing up higher. Is this another corrective structure for more upside? On the 4 hour, that is not a setup. Let's check on the 1 hour if there's another setup for upside. 1 hour looks to be setting up for further upside, but it has to break above this. You have to get a candle closing here. And while that is happening, this needs to stay above 50 for this to be a trade to the upside, to continue to the upside. Pound CAD, still pushing up higher. So as far as pound CAD is concerned, the target that we were looking at has already been reached. If it continues further up higher than this, the structure will change and we're going to have to make some adjustments. As it is now, we're not changing anything. It is still intact. Right, pound Audi. So our trade setup, even though that is still, the direction is still valid, our trade setup has been invalidated with this one hitting the stop here. Let's put this on the 4 hour. Our stop has been hit. I think it was a bit too tight, so we're still looking for this to drop to the downside. We'll wait for another entry. If we get this one coming down below this, then we'll look for another entry. For now, we get out of the trade. We'll look for this. Pound New Zealand, is this the start of the downside? Is this the start of the downside or a deeper correction? Let's see, watch how this is going to play out. Very strong divergence here. And it looks like we've made 1, 2, 3 here on pound New Zealand. We're going to start seeing a move to the downside. Let's just watch this confirmation. We are still above 50 here. A drop below 50 on the 4 hour. We're going to start looking for this. Euro yen, rather Euro US dollar, still showing continuation to the downside. As you have seen, the pound pairs, where they are the bases, are still looking upside. So we're going to be looking for this to drop. Look at the RSI on the 4 hour, well below 50. So it's still a very bearish move. On Euro Audi, nothing has changed from last week Monday. You saw this one break lower here. We were here on Monday. We broke. There was an opportunity there. This was an opportunity there. There was another opportunity there. This one was too sharp to enter, but the RSI was showing us, the indicator alone was showing us that we're going to see continuation to the downside. We were at the top with this below 50. So that is continuation to the downside still on Euro Audi. Euro New Zealand, expect continuation to the downside as well. We're expecting this to happen. We've been expecting that direction the whole week. Euro CAD has reached our target. The target has been reached on this trade, and it's now starting to make a reversal. That's the target. We're going to start seeing a reversal here. We've got, let's switch this off here. Our target has been hit. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Are we going to see an impulse or a three-wave back to retest this level? There's a possibility for that. So let's see. So the CAD or the oil is retreating. That is why you can see that there's a correction on oil. That's possibly what's going to get us this move to the upside on Euro CAD. Euro Chief, our structure has changed. This is what it is now building. Another 3 waves to the upside. Let's see how that goes. As it is now, the structure has changed because that's not what we were looking at. We were looking for this to do 1, 2, 3, and from here we're going to get a corrective structure and continue to the downside. That has failed. So leave that one for now. Audi New Zealand gave an opportunity here. It's giving another opportunity here. If you get another candle closing above the flag here, that's another opportunity to get involved on Audi New Zealand. We have reset it. We're staying above 50 on the 4 hour. So that's another opportunity if you missed this one. Our decade, one of the trades that we've got running, starting to play out. Only now starting to get going. So that is playing out pretty nicely there. That is Audi CAD running flat, and we're pushing up higher. Audi Chief, after the pullback, pushing up higher. Another continuation pattern. We're looking for further upside. No change, no sign of reversal. New Zealand CAD, eventually we've got an impulse to the upside. Here is our trade setup. This has broken above this, and we're looking for upside. We've been looking for this push to the upside from around these levels. It has now made this structure. We've broken out of this structure, and we're going to retest this level. CAD is retreating, that's why you're seeing this. New Zealand Chief, strengthening the New Zealand, resumes. 1, 2, 3, looks like an expanding flat, continuation to the upside. CAD is retreating. Are we going to get this one retracing here and then continue to the upside? Remember, we still want CAD Chief to go to the top of the boundary on the daily chart on this one. S&P 500, we are still in correction. This is a corrective structure. We still expect this to push. Let's have a look on the indicator on the 4 hour. So 4 hour is showing us a setup for upside. So we are resetting already, and on the 4 hour there is a trade, not just on the 1 hour, so the 4 hour. So that means we're gonna quite a decent move to the upside. And the Dow will be the same, but the Dow does not have a setup on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour rather. Okay, until we have this one resetting here. RSI staying well above 50, so this should push to the upside. Nasdaq setting up nicely on the 4 hours. So these are 4 hour setups. We expect continuation to the upside. Similar to this was a 4 hour setup. 4 hour setups. When they broke out of here, expect the same thing, another leg higher. UK 100. UK 100, look at this as a 1, 2, 3, and expect this one to come to the downside to give us this structure. Okay, any setup here, continuation to the downside. DAX is showing upside. A bit tricky on the DAX because we're looking for this to push up higher. If this stays above 50, we're going to see this one continue to the upside. We are still expecting that. Nikkei, just a pullback, resetting at the bottom. This will continue to the upside. Nifty, just a pullback. RSI is at 50. We're at the bottom. We're expecting continuation to the upside. All right. Crypto, let's look at Bitcoin. All-time highs yesterday at 52, very interesting. Yes, another continuation pattern. Expect Bitcoin to go another leg higher. Yes, another setup on the 4 hour. So 4 hours showing us that Bitcoin is going to get another leg higher. I'm getting another leg higher. Why am I drawing screen? This is another leg higher, another leg to the upside. That's the expectation on Bitcoin. You can see the setup here. RSI well above 50. Where's the stock? The stock is at the bottom here. We're looking for this to continue higher. Ethereum. Not the greatest of setups here for Ethereum to push higher on the 4 hour. Maybe on the 1 hour you can get a setup for upside. Let's have a look at it. Ethereum on the 1 hour. 1 hour looks to be setting up, but we could just be getting this here first before pushing up higher. We're at the bottom, we could get that first. That is Ethereum, Litecoin. Litecoin has just broken out of this structure. Confirmation for further upside on the 1 hour. We're going to see another leg higher on Litecoin. That's confirmation of another leg higher. Ripple, we still wanted to break out of this. A break out of this, then we'll start looking for Ripple to push up higher. We are just above 50, but on the 1 hour, we're at the top already. Let's look at it on the 4 hour. The 4 hour is showing us this three-way structure. So Ripple, I was actually looking for this to push up higher like that. Exactly as it is playing out. 1, 2, 3, it's just this correction has taken a little bit longer than what we expected. So in the 4 hour, we're looking for this on Ripple. This just needs to stay above 50 for us to confirm upside. That's all for today, guys. I will see you on Sunday. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.